Hello, bonjour, and welcome to your Alti Wine Exchange video. These videos where we talk about and taste exceptional wines, collectible wines, bottles worth investing on for the years, if not decades, to come. Today I'm going to tell you the story of an extremely rare wine that comes from Portugal and that has been aged for over, hear this well, 100 years. That's right, this wine has been aged for 108 years in fact. I'm also going to be finding out what this sweet wine made from Muscat, this 1911 wine made by famous Portuguese producer José Maria de Fonseca, actually tastes like today in 2019. But first, let's learn a little bit more about this absolutely incredible wine. José Maria de Fonseca is simply one of the most famous and respected wine brands in Portugal. It's as simple as this. The winery is located in a charming little village on the Setúbal peninsula. That's a peninsula just at the very south of the city of Lisboa. One of the reasons for Fonseca's fame as a winery is its long tradition of winemaking. The company was founded by José Maria de Fonseca himself. Yes, the winery was named after the founder, and that's back in 1834. It's now been run by the same family for 7 generations. Despite this rather long tradition though, Fonseca has also been renowned for having a tradition for innovation, because José Maria, the founder, was a mathematician by training, so he liked to innovate and constantly progress in his winemaking and viticulture. There's a few things that the Fonseca family pioneered. In 1850, they launched a new brand of wine that is called Periquita, that still exists to this day and which is in fact one of the most recognized wine brands from Portugal. Fonseca also pioneered the making and the marketing of this traditional style of pungent and sweet fortified wine that is made from Muscat, as I was saying, that is called Moscatel de Setubal, this very style of wine. This style was so delicious and appreciated early on in its history that Fonseca's Moscatel de Setubal, that very wine, won a gold medal at the Exposition Universelle, the Universal Exposition of 1855 in Paris. And yes, that's the same exposition where Napoleon ordered the famous 1855 classification of the wines from Bordeaux. Since though, Moscatel de Setúbal has been one of those very classic wine styles that are appreciated by wine connoisseurs everywhere around the globe. Yet this very bottle here is not any Moscatel de Setúbal, you've understood this, but let's have a look a little closer at its very own story. Moscatel de Setúbal is very special in the world of wine because it is made from very ripe and very fragrant Muscat grapes that are grown in a very sunny area, very sunny part of Portugal. And this concentrates deep and rich flavors of honey, apricots, figs and raisins. These wines tend to be really fruity. Then, because this is a sweet wine at about 17-18% alcohol, the wine ages but very slowly because the alcohol preserves the aromas and flavors from the original grapes it was made from for many decades, if not, well, we will find out when we taste it, for centuries. Now, because Fonseca pioneered this style, they've also stored many old vintages of it, keeping them refining in oak barrels generation after generations. And sometimes, but very occasionally, the winery would bottle some of these old, well-kept treasures and sell them to their loyal customers. That's exactly what happened to this 1911 wine. For the 180th anniversary of the foundation of the winery, the Fonseca winery bottled 180 of this unique 1911 wine. They packaged it in this beautiful, luxurious wooden box, as you can see, and they numbered each bottle and each box out of 180, and you can see that I've got number 130 here. Now 100 of these bottles have already been sold at auction during the 180th anniversary celebrations. That's back in 2014. So there's only a very few of these bottles that are left, and they are available through the Alti Exchange platform. And that's essentially the story of this incredibly rare wine. But we also need to know what this wine actually tastes like, what's actually inside the bottle, because, you know, after all this time, is this wine going to be actually any good still? Well, let's find out. So let's open up this extremely rare bottle of wine. It is always a little bit daunting to be facing such a monument of history. You know, when you think of all the people that have been involved into crafting this wine, into making it, harvesting the grapes such a long time ago, and all the people that have been involved into keeping, preserving these wines for the many generations that it's gone through. For me, as a wine connoisseur, as a wine lover, it is always a little bit daunting to be opening up such a bottle of wine. I can already smell, just by uncorking the bottle, a lot of spices, a lot of figs, a lot of raisin aromas that are just, you know, evaporating inside the room. This seems to be such an incredible wine. Let's have a look at the color. This is a very dense color, amber brown, deep and rich, sort of raisin, like raisin juice sort of a color. This looks absolutely spectacular. The wine throws on the nose such deep aromatic notes of dried apricot and fig and raisin, but there is also such a bit of a herbal, slightly earthy background of herbal characters. It sort of transports you. I mean, smelling this, I am transported to the south of Portugal. I'm smelling, you know, the oak tree forests of Portugal that are bathed in this sunny area of Portugal. There is such a depth and complexity. I mean, I've hardly ever smelled anything like it, so deep, so stunning, really. I am completely stunned and a little bit lost for words at just smelling the wine. Now let's find out what it actually tastes like. The wine has such an incredibly smooth texture when you taste it, but it also has some acidity, some vivacity, all the fruity, bursting expression of fruit. It actually tastes and feels relatively young. I mean, it doesn't bear his 100 years of age, proving that this type of wine remains fresh and vibrant. You can taste the grapes inside the wine for decades, if not centuries. This wine has still a long way to go, but it's acquired all this immense complexity, all the spices. I'm getting a lot of coffee flavors, lots of dark cocoa, myriad of Christmas pudding spices, a bit of dark tobacco feel to it. Just one sip, one small, very small sip at this wine is a truly, absolutely stunning and really unique experience. I mean, you don't need to have a lot of it to experience something that, you know, you've absolutely never experienced before. I've tasted quite a lot of wines, including all wines, but I've never actually felt so much intensity, so much complexity. Wow, I'm transported into this universe 108 years ago, and all that time as well, these 100 years seem to be packed into this glass of wine and coming through layer after layer for minutes and minutes after you tasted the wine. This is an absolutely stunning wine. Overall, so harmonious. All this time has given this wine such a superb harmony overall. I mean, it's impossible to fault such a wine. Stunning, amazing tasting experience. And I'll leave it here for today. This was me, Julian Michael, signing off for Alti Wine Exchange. I will see you soon in the world of fine and rare wine investment. See you soon in the wonderful world of wine. Cheers, santé.